Julie here again. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today's video, I'm just going to go through and show you how I created this composite image of this water tank that has been painted at Winton Wetlands in country Victoria. And I wanted to capture the night sky as well as light the tank up. And we could have done traditional light painting and just sort of light it up. But what I actually did, and I'm hoping you can sort of see, this bright spot here is actually the little light that we used. So I'll put the link in below, but that's the 5-ray M20, and I've got the C kit from Zhiyun, and I had it on literally 1% power. So what I did was I did a few different test shots and we were sort of playing around. Then when I got it roughly where I wanted to, I took photos of that, and I was using my Sony 16 to 35mm wide angle. I had it at roughly 27mm. I was on f8, ISO 100, and I took a 20-second shot, and that was more than enough to light up the water tank, but everything else is pretty much dark. What I then did was I dropped my ISO to 1600 and I turned the little light off, even though you can actually see it here. What that is just the power light. That's not even the light turned on. So that's just the little power light that you can see. And I knew I could get rid of that in post if I wanted to. But what I did was I took both shots, and if you click on those, and if you get more shots, you could do like a star trail and do a whole heap. I then opened them as layers in Photoshop. Okay, so just jumping over to Photoshop, and I've already done the image, but I'm just going to go through and show you roughly what I did. So I had my base image of the water tank. I then brought in my other image and I set that to lighten. And what that does is allows the sky to show through, but anything that's dark just disappears and you can see the photo from underneath. So that works perfectly for this shot. I then took both images and I went into edit and I did an auto align just to make sure everything was lined up. So that's all I did. Then what I did was I just merged all the layers onto one. So that's that Control Alt Shift and E, and that's pretty much my image, but I wanted to do a little bit more, so I did a little bit of a curves layer and I only let it apply to certain areas, so just in the foreground. I then did another curves layer which lightened the whole image up. I then also did, so I got a copy of my base image and I did a high pass filter, so other high pass, and that allows you to put some details in. Now I set that to overlay and I put a mask on it so it's only that area in the middle that you can see. So if you're not quite sure what I'm referring to, so I'm just going to do another copy. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to set that to overlay. So as I said, go to filter, other, high pass. And what I want to do is I just want to grab the details on his face, and I've got that at 4.9. I could have that up higher, but I don't want any of that color cast. I just want the details, and click OK to that. Now it has put detail in everything else, which I don't necessarily want, so that's why I put a mask on. I then did another brightness contrast layer and just leveled everything up a little bit. Then finally what I did was and I can turn this off, I merged everything back up onto a layer again. So Control Alt Shift and E, and then I took it into Topaz Denoise, because it is there's still a little bit of noise there because it was shot at night and I did have to lift it up. Anytime you have to lift the brightness up, you do risk adding in noise, but I knew if I went into Topaz Denoise I would be able to get rid of most of that noise. So you can see the difference. Here's the noise on the left hand side, and this is what it managed to get rid of. So then you just hit apply, which can take a few minutes, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to close without saving, and I'm just going to go back to that version there. So that's pretty much it. I had 2 images, so I took one image of my main subject, which is the water tank, and that was beautifully lit up with my little LED light. Then I took another shot of the night sky. As you can see, my focus wasn't great. I probably should have gone to say f11 or something like that, and there's no galactic core because, well, we were there at the wrong time of the night. But we still had fun like painting up this light tank, and the little glow that you can see from over here, that's probably the town of Benalla, I'm guessing, that you can see just over on the edge there. So that's it for just doing a composite with 2 images just to bring out the night sky and your subject. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next time on YouTube. Bye for now.